welcome back to the show which tells you where to go and what to do this Ramadan. Our next guest is another dedicated athlete who also started with swimming and was part of the national swim team. He later found his love for basketball and has been playing for 11 years. Let's find out more about this interesting gentleman who is sitting next to me. Hello, Omar.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure is mine.
So tell me more about how is your journey with the sport started?
Started from a very, very young age.
How old you were?
I was around like 8 years old when I started swimming. We stayed there for like 3 years, developed and got into the national team, me and my brother, Salman. And we loved it, we would compete against each other for first place because we were so dedicated, And we were brought up like that. Whenever you get into something, you have to give it all, give it your best, and everyone wants to achieve first place. So.
Was the swimming the first sport you tried, or?
I did play baseball when I was younger, like around
Younger.
6, 7 years old. Yeah.
6, 7. That's very, very young. Really very young.
Yeah, I was really young. We used to go to the American School of Doha, and I remember we were with the Little League. So there you get the pitches as softball pitches, and then as you get older, you get into the higher league, and it's more competitive, more active. So yeah, we started at a very, very young age. Yeah.
And tell me, how did you start? Your mother brought you there, or you showed some activity into interest in sport?
I was a very active child. Like if I wasn't distracted by something, I'll get myself into a lot of trouble. So it was a good idea for her, to put me in sports because I had a lot of energy. Especially baseball, swimming and basketball, I exert that energy. So,
she just did the right thing when she saw her child.
It was a perfect decision, getting me, my brother, and my sisters into sports.
Oh, your sisters as well?
Yes, my sisters as well.
What sports are they doing?
My sister, Sarah, she was in basketball. And both my sisters got into shooting. They would go to the shooting range when it started. This was recent, that's like 4 or 5 years ago. And yeah, they continue to that.
Seems like your whole family into sport.
The whole family.
What about your mother? I've heard she's a very active woman too.
She is. She's so active. She's a role model to me and so many other people.
Tell me more about what's her activities.
Well, first I would like to say that she's the core of the family. She's the foundation. She's the one she's like the tree, and she had us bloom, and she's been all over. She's so active. Ever since she was young, she was in the Girl Scouts. She would be doing marching with the gun. She'd also be running marathons. She had that as a value since a younger age. So she actually transferred that to us.
Oh.
She's a Harley Davidson rider. She got 2 Harley Davidson. And she's a mountain climber. She actually climbed 3 mountains throughout the last year and a half. My sister, Sarah, Salman, my brother, and my mother, they went on a climb to Kilimanjaro. Sadly, I was really, frustrated I couldn't go because of work. But they were amazing. They did a great job. They got up to the summit. They did it for.
But have you tried yourself climbing mountains?
No, I would love to. I would love to.
So you didn't try it?
It's on my list. Definitely on my list. Yeah. She just got back from Bolivia. She's visiting my family in the States, our family in the States. And she climbed 2 mountains for the children of Gaza, and they're participants collaborating together to build a school and to educate like around 6,000 children. So it's a very, very big cause that she has right there.
So about your sport career, it started with swimming. And how many years you've been in national team?
I was in the national team for a couple years. First year was like a preparation, and the second year and the third year we started flying out. They took us to Czechoslovakia. Before, when it was Czechoslovakia, now it's Czech Republic. This was back in 2001 probably. Yeah, somewhere around there, 2001. And me and my brother would compete against each other. So and me and my brother always competed ever since we were young.
What is the age difference between you and your brother?
A year and a half.
Oh, only? This is why.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So, and what are your achievements in swimming sport? What were your achievements?
I've won a gold medal. I won a gold medal before. I won the 1 kilometer race. I can't remember what my time was. I think it was like around 16 minutes or 14 minutes. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, they really pushed us. We had European coaches, and they were excellent. They supported us. They taught us the techniques, and it really got us into the sport. Made us, we have a passion for the sport. So yeah, I think that's one of the essential things when a person first starts. They have to have that passion, and then you grow in, to details.
And later on, your passion somehow found
basketball. Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I still love swimming. When I calmed down a little bit on swimming, I played chess for a little bit.
Chess?
Yeah, I really like chess.
Very interesting, a sport person playing chess.
Yeah, I don't know how, I'm surprised. I mean, I really love the game. I would take anyone as a challenge,
Wow.
Chess, yeah, I went and I played for like 2-3 months, but I really preferred basketball.
Mm-hmm.
See, basketball is a team sport. I'm a very social person. I like to be out there.
How did you try it at first? Who inspired you to play basketball?
Coming back to it, core, the foundation of family, my mother.
Your mother?
Yes. So she got me into basketball. I started with the Rayan team. I give a lot of thanks to that team. Rayan has been with me since I was a kid, and I had a coach, fantastic coach. His name is Mohammed Zeki.
Where is he from?
He's from Egypt, and I recognize him as a coach. Like he's the only coach that actually taught me the techniques, the footwork, using the spacing. And I have another coach. His name is Hussam. He actually played for the national team over here, and excellent coach as well. They were with me ever since, and they're still with me. I actually left the Shamal club recently, and I'm negotiating with just different clubs right now. I have my eye on a Qatar club, so I'm still not sure, just in the negotiation phase right now.
So
yeah.
And I know that you're in basketball like 11 years.
Yes.
And you're going to continue, right?
Of course. I wanna have it in my life. It's like air to me. I need it. Mm-hmm. I can't go so long without playing basketball. I have this urge. There's like this eagerness just to play. I see a basketball, I'm like, hey, give me that over here. You know what I mean? So yeah, the people know me. Even when I play basketball, I always have the ball in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
So but I'm a team player. So I also like to play with my friends. I'm a point guard, so I like to also lead. Call the plays, just being in these different sports, you really learn about yourself as a person. Things that your abilities that you have, and it brings out your confidence so much, So there's so much to it, So yeah.
I can see that you're interested into many different things, and one of the things I've heard about you is that you've been into Best Buddies organization. Could you tell me more about this?
Best Buddies was found by Anthony Kennedy Shriver. He's the son of John F. Kennedy. He found it when he was in college, and Sheikh Moza discussed with Anthony Kennedy Shriver, and she brought it to
so she's the one who invented it to Qatar.
She's the one who brought it to Qatar, yes, in collaboration with the Chef Allah, and this was in 2008. And they came and they approached our family, and my mother said, hey, would you like to go? She told me about the program. I met with them. We had a dinner. I remember that. It was Arabic traditional food, they told me about this wonderful kid right now. And I mean, he's an amazing person. His name is Faisal Khamis, and he was the first volunteer, person with special needs. I said, okay, I can also be a first volunteer, and it could be a fingerprint. So I said, okay, let me go into it. And it's also helping people. And I like to convey this message that our family, are humanitarian. So I did it for my family, and I went with it.
How old were you when you joined the Best Buddies Union?
Best Buddies, I was 16 years old. This
16,
was.
You were very young, and you were already thinking about doing something kind for the world.
Of course.
It's very nice of you.
Thank you. I was 16 years old. It's me and Faisal, we really grew together. As friends, we had a really good relationship. At the beginning, he was very reclusive, very shy. He didn't speak much. but then afterwards, as our relationship grew, I remember he used to always love to go to the cinema. He loved McDonald's, I'll tell you that. He also mixed the ketchup and mayonnaise together, you know. So, we grew together, you know, and they told us, hey, would you guys like to have a speech together? Tell us about your experience. And we're like, yeah, sure. So for like 3 weeks to a month, we practiced together, giving a speech, and they said, we'd like you guys to give this speech in Washington.
Washington, wow!
Yeah,
and you've been that young, and you've been invited to give a speech in Washington.
I know, it's
Wow.
just, it's overwhelming.
How did you feel?
It was overwhelming, you know. I still, till this day, you know, I pray to God, you know, thank God, you know, for all this. It took me places I never thought it would take me to. You know,
you went to Washington.
Yes, we did. We did. Me and Faisal, we went to Washington. We met so many celebrities over there.
Celebrities.
Yes,
wow.
it was an amazing experience. We met Anthony Kane Trevor, the founder. We met his family as well. We met Robert De Niro.
Wow.
Yeah.
He also joined this team. Best
Yes,
Buddies, right?
Robert De Niro. He was a supporter. You know, both physically and being there, getting involved, and financially, he would fund them. So me and Faisal, we presented an award, the Spirit of Leadership, to Sheikh Moza, and that was our footprint. Yeah.
Sounds great. So you've been having a very bright childhood and bright teenager time. It's like
Yeah.
you've been experiencing a lot.
Yeah.
Are you still with this Best Buddies group?
Well, I'm not buddied up. You know, it's sad to say that Faisal in 2009, he passed away. And
sorry to hear that.
Sorry. I mean, I'm sure he's in a better place right now. He passed away, and it was difficult for me to recover because, you know, it took me like around 6 months. But that's not the main reason why I stopped. I mean, I didn't actually stop. I went to university. And after university, my last year of university, I contacted him back, and I spoke with Rania. She's one of the representatives. And they organized different events in collaboration with HBKU, Hamad bin Khalifa University. And they have yearly events with the VCU, Georgetown, etc. And I was there as an ambassador, sharing my experience with them, trying to attract, you know, volunteers so they can, participate in these events. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, you stopped it, but I guess you had your reasons.
I didn't actually stop it.
So you're acting behind the scene, you can say,
yes,
right?
Yes.
You're not officially there, but you're still trying
difficult.
to do
It's
something.
difficult right now with everything. I mean, I have my sports. I have my actual job. I started working last year. And,
you're working at the
yes,
same time.
Yes,
Oh.
I graduated last year, so I started working last year, and you know, it's difficult to schedule it. But I would like to be more active with it. Once I settle with my job, with my basketball team, and I'll definitely pursue it. That's definitely on my list.
I wanted to ask you regarding schedule. You know, it's Ramadan right now, and
yes.
How do you manage your time with physical activity and fasting in the same time? I believe it's hard for you.
It's tiring. It's very tiring. A lot of people will tell you they would sleep around 4 or 5 hours a day. It's not much, but you know, it's a month of worship. We as Muslims, we worship our God and thank Him for the blessings that He's given us. Well, my day starts, I wake up around 7:30, get ready, go to work. I finish around 2:30. After that, I'll come home, rest for a little bit, try to get my errands done during that time. Me and my brother were working on different personal businesses, so we're trying to achieve that simultaneously. And we would have breakfast at like 6:30. After 6:30, you know, we would go to prayer. After prayer, we would rest a little bit, and then I would continue with my physical activity, whether it's basketball, whether it's rock climbing.
So you leave it for the evening, of course, not for daytime.
Yeah,
no way.
it's difficult. I mean, as Salman said, you need to be hydrated. You really need to, you really need to be hydrated. That's the most important thing. And you know, you do get dizzy sometimes. You do feel some sort of nausea, but you know, it teaches you a lot. You go through struggle, and you learn about how you empathize on the people that don't have the blessings that you have. So this is one of the main reasons of Ramadan, I would say. Yeah, so we would have our sports at night. Yeah.
So it was a really big pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Before I'll tell you goodbye, I would like to know, you want to say something to our audience?
Well, I mean, Best Buddies is out there, and we're going to start our initiative soon in August. I spoke to, you guys don't know Tolania yet, but yeah, it will start soon. You know, so I would definitely like advise everybody to look into that. It's something that you learn so much about yourself, so much about different people in this world. Things that you never thought that you would discover. In terms of sports, what I would like to speak about my family just for a sec. Us as a family, we represent ourselves as a family that has sports as a value. So what we're trying to convey, the message that we're trying to convey is, as a family, we stay together and we try to have these initiatives, whether it's rock climbing, whether it's mountain climbing, supporting each other in our own independent sports. This is the message that we're trying to, you know, portray to the society over here in Doha. You know, I would say, you know, you guys can, you know, whatever sport that you love, you know, you can teach it to your parents, because not the whole family's together. So once you guys get together, you know, that's something very, very powerful.
A feeling of being a big team and
yes,
one team.
Yes,
yeah.
It's a power of togetherness. It's definitely a power of togetherness. So, you know, I challenge everybody to, you know, get into whatever sport, you know, whether it's basketball, football. You know, we have 2022 coming to Doha, inshallah, soon. So
that's a great wish, and I hope some of our audience will follow your advice, because you're the best example of how the family teamwork can be perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time, and wish you
me.
all the success in this event and in next events. So this is Alina from Snap TV. We will be right back. We have now come to the end of Layali Ramadan. This is our last episode, and it has been a very enjoyable month. We have gained so much from our guests who openly shared their knowledge and experience. It has been a pleasure to bring you to the